Welcome everyone to the start of a brand new series for a game that I've been looking forward to for such a long time, Shapez 2. So Shapez was a factory style game where you're tasked to build machinery to extract, transform, color, and ultimately supply shapes. And it was an awesome little game, and I've been so keen to play Shapez 2 ever since I heard it was in development. So strap in, boys and girls, as we kick off this journey where we're going to find out whether a real-life data engineer or analyst can efficiently build a fully optimized shapes factory. Now, I've never played this game before, so this will be a full blind playthrough. So strap in, get some popcorn, and let's get started. Hit play and start a new game. I think we'll just start on normal difficulty. What is challenge? What difference is it? It says platform limit 80% goal multi. I don't know what any of these mean. Copy and paste cost is free, 100%. Okay, we'll do challenge run maybe later. We will just start on the basic one. Everything else appears to be locked, so we need to do operator certification. Acquire your operator certification by demonstrating. Okay, I think this is the tutorial. So let's start with the tutorial because I don't really know what's going on in this new version of the game. Welcome to your certification. Thank you for signing up. You did sign up, right? Either way, the Vortex requires us to evaluate your factory operator skills before issuing you your operator certification. Simply deliver the requested shapes as efficiently as possible. That's it. We might reward you with new upgrades and technologies based on your performance, and you can have as many buildings as you want, but please don't damage them. We still need them for the next participant. Okay, cool. I will strive for efficiency and build no spaghetti factories. Look, we're a data engineer. We don't build spaghetti nothing. No spaghetti code here. I will not damage any buildings. It's like a little end user agreement right there. Alright, so the first thing that we can build are extractors, and I guess these extractors go on these things. R to rotate, fair enough. We can extract all these things, and it looks like these things are circles, so it's letting us extract circles. The next thing we need to build after extractors is a conveyor belt, so we can place anchors with C while dragging the belt. Let's see how that works. C. What? Place anchors with C. So here is an anchor. C is an anchor. Ah, okay. I see how that works. Okay, cool. So I can keep building. Okay, we're building straight to the vortex. So the essence of this game, of what we do, is we want to extract shapes from the ground or wherever the hell we are. If we zoom out a bit, we can see we're in. Oh my lord, look how big this place gets. Let's get back in there. If we see where we've got the ground, we've got a little tile here, and there's different shapes that come out of the ground. At the moment, they're all circles. We build extractors to get them out of the ground, and then we build conveyors to move them. And where do we want to move them to? We want to move them into this vortex, where we will be supplying the shapes. Now, it says open the knowledge panel to review past instructions. All right, thank you very much for my certification. There's a bunch of stuff I'm not going to go through each one of these. We will refer to this knowledge panel when we need to, if we get confused. What does it want us to do? Shape processing, shift 1. What does that mean? No idea yet. All right. Place 3 half destroyers to cut the shapes into halves. All right, let's go over here. Seems to give us the first factory item that we have, which is the cutting device. So if we put a cutting device in, you need multiple buildings per belt. The amount is shown at the top right. Okay, so apparently I need 3 cutting devices per belt. How does that work? Ah, okay, so drag to split and merge. Okay, so we can split the belt out by doing this, and then we can merge the output back into our main belt by doing that. So we can see now that the shapes, or these circles that are coming in, they're splitting off, and they're going into all of these half destroyers, I believe they're called. Cutting, we'll just call them cutters. And they're being cut in half. And now we're supplying half circles, which is what the vortex is requiring. And here's the milestone. We need to supply 40 half circles, and we also need to supply 10 squares. Deliver half circles. This is not an idle game. Why not extract some squares already? Why not indeed? All right, let's see where these squares are. If we zoom out of the map, will it tell us easily where different shapes are? Not really. Okay, that's fine. We can go over here. We see there's some squares here. We're going to chuck some extractors in. Now, buildings in this game don't cost anything, so I see no reason why we don't just extract from both sides as much as we can. So what was it? Press C for anchor, C to anchor, and then we can bring the squares in straight into the vortex. Excellent. We need to deliver 10 squares. That's not going to be a problem at all. Now it wants us to do something with rotation. So it's asking us to put these 3 rotators here, and let's just follow the tutorial since it's telling us exactly what to do. We don't need to use our brain. Okay, right click apparently removes the building. Why is this an issue? Do I need a belt like that? Alright, so the half circles are going into my rotators and they're being turned that way, which is fine. We need more belts to bring out these ones, and then I believe what we would need to do is cut them again, right? Because once they come out as a half, it tells us what the output is. That's pretty cool. Can we make it rotate the other way? No, they always rotate in one direction. Well, that's annoying. How do I get it to rotate to the top corner? Is there a rotate the other way? There must be a way to rotate the other way, right? Tab to switch variants. Excellent. Okay, so we're rotating the wrong way. Let's grab our rotator and then we'll go tab, tab, no, anti-clockwise. Oh, we don't have the variants yet. So what do? Rotates shape 90 degrees. Counterclockwise rotator. We don't have the variants for this yet. So I guess we'll just do the rotation this way. While we try to figure that out, let's cut our squares in half. So we'll follow its pattern of splitting the squares. So let's just grab 3 this way. We'll put our conveyors in and we'll put our conveyors out. And that should give us our half squares. So while that is filling up, we got to figure out how to rotate these. I mean, obviously I can just cut again. The vortex accepts any shape rotation. Wait a minute. It accepts any shape rotation. So this is okay? Is that what it's trying to tell me? Let's have a look. Oh yeah, okay, that's fine then. Okay, we don't need to rotate it to the perfect orientation. It accepts any shape rotation, so it's basically just looking for quarter circles. That's fine. It's telling me there's some issues here. I can't see what the issue is. I believe we just don't have enough belts. There we go. And we want a belt to go that way. Then what is the issue? Let's just get this directly into the rotator, and then this can come out directly into the cutter. I think that'll work for now. Obviously, to optimize this stuff, we're going to have to look at the speed at which some of this stuff occurs and optimize accordingly. But for now, it's giving us the shape that we want. We want it to do this maybe a bit faster. We can have a look at where things are getting backed up. I believe if we just expand upon our cutting array, let's just double it up and see if that helps. Our rotator. And another cutter. And we need more belts. And that should, in theory... Now, I think our belt is fully backed up by 4 extractors at the moment. So there's actually no way we can get this to work any faster. But we can definitely see these 6 cutting arrays are fully consuming our belt. So that's good. Yeah, everything here is working fine. Milestone complete. Unlock your reward in the milestone interface. Let's click that. How did I get there without clicking this thing? I'm not sure. Let's have a read of this. Rotate and cut that's done. Stacker second and second floor. So yeah, that's the new gimmick in this game, is that in Shapes 1 you could only build everything on one level, but in Shapes 2 apparently we can do multi-level factories. How cool is that? Alright, cool. So that we've done all of that. That unlocks us one. So let's unlock this stacker and second floor. It's giving us a bit of a technology briefing. So you rewarded the stacker in the second floor, allowing you to stack shapes and multi-layer factories. Let's see what you can do with them. More information. Cool. So we can stack shapes up. Okay, so you can build... Oh, I see how that works. That's very clever. This used to be a function in Shapes 1, but we didn't have multi-level factories, so we just had machines that would combine shapes together. But now we have stackers, which is awesome. Let's continue on. Alright, where to next? So we have to make this thing, which is just a circle stacked on a square, and quarter squares. That's fine, we can do that. Let's cut our squares first. Now I think we didn't have enough cutters here before, so let's introduce a few more cutters. I think 6 will be enough. There's no penalty for building just lots of stuff, so I don't see any issues. We don't need any rotators, we just basically need 2 rows of cutters, right, if I'm not mistaken. No, we will need to rotate at some point before cutting, because otherwise it'll just cut this in half again and there's nothing on the left half, so that won't work. We will need to rotate at some point. So let's do a row of rotators and place a row of cutters behind there as well. That way it'll cut, rotate, then cut. Let's just validate that theory before we build our belts. It rotates and then it cuts in half, and that gives us our quarter squares. So let's build conveyor belts that do that, and we need 240 of these, so we'll let that generate in the background while we try to figure out how to make this square circle shaped thing. So in theory I should just be pulling some circles, and then I just need to stack it onto a square. So squares go on the bottom. So let's try to figure out how this works. Now, as I thought before, our circles are fully saturating a belt, so we probably don't need to put all 8 on one, so we can utilize this belt we built before to come out somewhere else. I think I just want them to come out straight like this. What I will do is I'm going to hook this one in here, and I'm going to remove this one because I want this belt to come and meet with my circle belt. So let's build a few more extractors for circles. Which one is extractor again? That's number 5. So we'll grab a full belt of circles, and we like to be symmetric and clean, so let's jump the belt over here. So let's just leave that here for now. And we've got squares, so where should we do this combining? Let's have a look. Go here, and then we will just bring it over here for now, I guess. We want it to exit there, so the squares need to be on the bottom. I feel like this is already not clean. How many stackers do we need? So squares are coming here. A stacker, how does this work? Stackers are slow, so always place multiple of them. Okay, let's just make a stacking array. Let's do 6 and see how that goes. So we need to split our belt. Oh, what's happening? Connect, too many things happening at once. Connect floors by pressing EQ while dragging. E and Q. So E and Q goes up and down. Right. Well, we'll try to figure out how that works. So I need a belt that brings squares down the bottom. I think I have in my head roughly how this works, but we'll figure it out. Can we rotate like the whole map? I don't know. So we need our circles to go up, right? So if we go E, will that bring the circles to the top floor? How does this work? Q. How do I connect this to this? E to go up. Did that work? Ah, cool. It's going up. And now our squares are at the bottom, our circles are on top. And I think yeah, that's it. So we've got our stacked shape. Cool. We've made our first semi-complex shape. Our circles stacked on top of a square. That's awesome. All right, we are ace in this tutorial, guys. 240. Let's see how fast this is producing though. Not very. I mean, it's almost saturating a belt. I don't think it can produce faster than that. We'll let that slowly do its thing. Research points are rewarded for completing side tasks. Open the task overview. What are side tasks? Cutting step by step. Cool. Pin the tasks you want to work on, making them always visible. Okay, cool. So circle stacked on top of circle will give us a research point. Okay, cool. Upgrades. Research points give us upgrades, which increase our belt speed, cutting speed, stacking speed, and all the goodies that we want. Milestones, that will unlock us basically new stuff. So that's good. That's, I guess, milestones you can think of as main quests, and then these tasks you can think of as side quests. So we want to sort of hit the main quest, and while we're waiting for the main quest to complete, we want to sort of hit up some of these side quests too. Circle stacked on top of circle, that shouldn't be too hard, right? That's just this and this. Cool. Can we just not extract the circles here and build? I will figure out how to build very efficient factories in a bit, don't you worry. But for now, do I not just want circles stacked on top of circles? Why is that confusing me? Stackers. If I put a bunch of stackers here like that, 1 2 3 4 5 6, can I not just feed a bunch of circles in here? And then if I put a bunch of extractors on this side, and we figure out how to so what was it? C to anchor, E to go up, and then I've done it. U to go down. We should get circles above and circles below, and then we got circles on circles. Easy. Cool. Let's boost that over to the vortex. And we got everything progressing along. Now we've got a corner square stacked on top of a corner square. Now you're just trolling, right? Alright. I wonder if we can we just copy? Ah, okay, so we can't copy yet, so we still have to kind of manually make this. Now I could just tack the feed off straight off this, but this is a single fully saturated belt of quarter squares. So if I just use this one belt and split it, it will halve the efficiency, right? So what we should do is take these quarter squares and make another thing of quarter squares. All right, cool, let's do that. So if we get some more extractors, we'll grab some more belts, get that coming out this side. Or maybe we should use this belt first. That way, if we need more squares from here, we can take it. So we'll grab that, come out to the middle here, bring these squares over, and we want it to give it a similar treatment to this side. So what was that? That was a row of cutters, a row of rotators, followed by another row of cutters. Nice and simple. And that will give us another row of quarter squares. Now I want to stack these on top of each other. So if I just build, I feel like I'm building way too close to the output thingies. So we won't worry about that for now. I don't like that. I don't want to move everything back, but I feel like later on we'll be able to like cut and paste things, so we can fix that up later. But now let's just get this going. A shape score has been completed. You can now okay, we can go to the next shape now. Okay, that's fine. We're still trying to make this square on a square. So theoretically, if I've done this correctly, I should just be able to put a bunch of stackers right here. Then we should be able to belt into the bottom of these stackers. And then we should be able to belt E into the top of these stackers. And then we should be able to take the output and belt that back. That makes sense. That makes a lot of sense to me. It's creating the thing we want, is it not? Why is nothing coming out? Yep. It's creating the thing that we want, I believe. Let's validate that theory. Yes, it is. All right, cool. The next thing we need is half of this. So we can cut it, right? Half destroyers. If we just get a row of these somewhere. I want to test something. If I just put in a bunch... Oh, we've unlocked blueprints. Oh wait, no, I didn't unlock blueprints. Sorry, that was silly. If I just put in a row of these and I split my conveyor both ways, that should be fine, right? I don't need to have everything perfectly. I don't need to start at one end and go the other way. It will figure out how to split both ways perfectly fine, right? I think so. So with that done, we can pipe this in over here and destroy this belt that's of no more use. And we've got half circles going on. Our full stack circles are still happening somewhere, I think back here. So that's doing that. We're all happy there. It looks like, I'm trying to figure out what the blocker here is to see why this belt isn't saturating. I believe 6 stackers maybe not enough. Maybe they need to be in arrays of 7. That's fine. Everything's progressing along. This half circle cutter is no longer of any use. We can delete that, so we'll just bear that in mind. But everything else is building very slowly. Great. So, given that this half circle thing is of no use, is it possible to expand the speed at which some of this stuff is happening? Is this being blocked off? Kind of. That's fine. One of our pin tasks is completed, so we've got our first research point. So let's start pinning some of this other stuff and seeing if we can make it. Half circles on circles. So that's just this, but cut in half. Okay, that's fine. I can do that. I see I'm quickly running out of room to do everything. But that's fine. This is our first starter factory, so we will definitely figure out how to optimize things a lot better. We have to build everything in a very extensible manner, because as you can see, when we look at these and we go, all right, now we want like this thing to happen faster, we don't really have anything else to make that happen faster because we have no more outputs. So we've got another circle and another square there. What is this? I don't understand. So these are circle generators, these are square generators, this is circle generators, and this is square generators. All right, cool. So we can make that happen a bit faster if we just double up the capabilities on the other side. So you know what, why not do that? Because this is happening all a bit slow for my liking. Let's grab the squares from this first box, and let's grab analogously the circles from this one. And you know what, let's double it up and grab 2 belts of each. I might regret doing this because, yeah. You know what? While we're here, why don't we just set up our belts fully? That's a good idea, right? Let's fully extract everything out here and bring out 4 belts of each material. This game feels so good. Like, it's really smooth. I don't know how to convey that in the video, but it just feels so smooth. Beautiful. All right, so we've got 4 full belts of squares. Let's give the similar treatment over here at circles. So we'll build 5 extractors, 4 extractors, sorry, and then we'll build our belts. What happens if I just try to turn like straight away? It knows. Okay. So this is where we need an anchor and then turn. Okay, I see how that works. I can turn 90 degrees once, and then I need an anchor and turn. So we can turn, anchor, turn. Done. Easy. Now we've got all our circles, all our squares coming out. We can sort of help these shapes along. Definitely circle on circle action. We need to sort of double up to make it a bit faster. So we can definitely do that. We've got 2 belts of circles here. So what is a beautiful way to build these stackers? Let's start trying to make up some patterns, guys. Let's see if we can't make a nice pattern for this circle on circle. So we need stackers. Does it give stats? Okay, it tells me the stats. So it might be time to start, like while we're waiting for all this, it might be time to start breaking out the Excel spreadsheets. Oh wait, I don't need to, because it gives me the exact number I'm looking for. Buildings per full belt. This game, it's got everything. It's thought of everything. It's so clever. Here I was about to do some analytics, but we don't even need to. We just need 6 stackers. That's all it's telling us. But if we want to feed 2 separate belts into an array of stackers, how should we do that is my question. I mean, we could do it horizontally like this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Then we can feed in. Yeah, I suppose that's fine, right? We just feed in like this. That looks pretty clean to me. So if we go E, it will let us do that. So that'll let us feed our 2 circles in. That'll give us our full belt of circle on circle, and we need to cut them. So in this array, we can just directly cut them, right? And if we cut them, that gives us our half circles. Then we can pipe them straight into the output. That feels clean to me. What about you guys? Does that look clean to you guys? Looks clean to me. Alright, well I was going to make more of this output, but it looks like we're trying to figure that out. We're almost done with this. Let's check our tasks, see what other shapes we can be making in the meantime. Halves with halves. So we can make square on square. Were we not making square on square? No, we're making quarter square on quarter square. Alright, square on square. I really like to just copy this pattern over, but that's fine. We'll just make it ourselves. Why? So I took the edge and then, alright, cool. So we started from the edge. Sorry, I wanted to delete all this. Build some stackers. The way I did it was this, right? We gave a little bit of room. And then we just fed that across. And then we hit this and went E. And fed that across. And we just want the full belt out. So we just bring that back and boosh, straight into the vortex it goes. Great, so we've done that. Now we got to figure out, wait, what's it saying? Obtain 2 research points by completing side tasks. Well, we're on the way to doing that. That's fine. We want to make this shape. Ah, it's got a code, shape RU. So it's basically a square on square. Cool. How do we make that? It's some sort of stack and rotation, right? Gotta be some sort of stack and rotation. Let's try to take something we don't need from this side. So that's done. We don't need any of this stuff anymore, and we don't need that. That's done as well. Alright, never mind. We'll just take it from these 2 belts. First, we need these 2 belts to be making I'm guessing 2 belts of quarter squares, right? That's definitely going to be required. So we can definitely get it to output that. So if I just build in a, oh wait, what's it beeping at me? Unlock. Guy, use the points to unlock an upgrade. Okay, so I was done with that task. I can pin this new task now. A pyramid. Anyway, I'm getting distracted. It wants us to unlock an upgrade. Let's see what upgrades we can do. So we have 2 points, and we can unlock level 1 belts, cutting, or stacking. So I think definitely belts is our blocker at the moment. So let's start with unlocking belts and see where that gets us. So we got level 2 belts. It's increased it from, I believe, does it tell me? I think it increased it by 30. I think we were at 60 and now we're at 90. Oh, and the extractor similarly goes up with it, I think. Cool. So our belts are faster now. That's good. I think that means we can increase our array. Does it tell me now that the belts are faster that I need more stackers? It does. Look at that. It tells us we need 9 stackers per belt now. So if I want to saturate this output, I need to create 3 more stackers here. This game is making a lot of sense to me, guys. Alright, back to task. We're trying to make this shape. So what were we saying? We need 2 belts of quarter squares. So we need to cut, rotate, then cut. And it tells us to saturate, half destroys the west half of any shape. Buildings per full belt. Required buildings to fully saturate a belt of items. We only need 5 apparently. So 5 of these, in theory, can handle a full belt of this. And then we need to rotate. So does that tell me rotating buildings per full saturated belt 2? What? Does that mean this is just way faster than this? As in, this comes out at a full belt, right? And then if I feed that full belt, what's happening here? Oh, hold on one second, guys. So apparently these, all right, let's think about this for a second. These 5 apparently fill a full belt. And then if I put in 2 rotators, it reckons that can fully saturate a belt. Is that right? Is that what you think it can do? Oh yeah, the rotators are fast, it's keeping up. And then after rotation, I need to cut it again. So in theory, I can just do that. No. I need to... okay. So what if we build this a little bit cleaner? And build our 2 rotators here. And then let it output back into a full belt of cutters. That should output our first quarter squares. And then we can output that somewhere over there to work with. And then we need to give a similar treatment to this side. So it was a full belt of cutters. And then we put in some rotators. Line it up so it looks pretty. Cool. And then the belt of rotators comes back out into another full row of cutters. And now that should give us another full belt of quarter squares. Yes? Yes. Beautiful. Yeah, that makes sense. That's working very efficiently. Okay, so what are we doing with these quarter squares? I need to stack them on top of each other, but unfortunately, they are not in the correct orientation. I need to turn one of these 180 degrees. Have I unlocked the turner that does that? No. So I need to turn them twice. So let's get this to turn it twice. So if I get 2 rotators, let's line them up with our existing rotators. If I just get 2 rotators, that should turn them once, and then I can immediately turn them again with another 2 rotators. That shouldn't be an issue, right? And that should output a full belt of quarter squares that are rotated 90 degrees to these quarter squares. Then let's figure out what happens if I stack these on top of each other. So if I look at my stackers, I need 9 of these. So we can build 9 of those. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Then we can let me build them down here. Then we can feed in our belt of quarter squares, and then we can come up E and feed in our other belt of quarter squares. Then this should output the shape that we want. Yay! Alright, we can start deleting some of this stuff because we definitely don't need this old factory anymore. So let's just get this to output. You know what? It should output back into its own section, right? That makes sense. Let's not clutter the new area. Some tutorial. This is getting challenging. I thought it was just going to teach us like 3 things, but it's actually full thrown us into the deep end, hasn't it? But that's fine. We've got this shape done. We need this shape as well, which is just quarter squares and circles. So we've got circles coming out here. This thing isn't required anymore, so let's just get rid of it. I feel like I'm going to regret getting rid of all this stuff. Shift delete to delete an entire area. Oh, what a smart tutorial. It saw me trying to delete stuff and it was like, nope, there's a better way to do that. I'm loving this game already, guys. It's so good. Unfortunately, I need a quarter square and a quarter circle stacked on top of each other, which shouldn't be an issue because we will take some of the squares from this little old section because I think this is all done. So maybe I can just delete all of this. Don't think that factory was doing much at all. Was this thing useful? No, that one's done as well. This one's done as well. Let's just delete all of this old factory. We don't need any of it, so we can get a fresh start going. This full circle was also done. I don't need a factory here. Let us pipe out our stuff correctly. So let's pipe out our circles. We'll pipe out our circles this way. So we got a full belt of circles. Got a full belt of circles. Everything looks lovely. Let's shift delete this. So we got squares, we got circles. We're trying to make this shape. This shape is just a quarter circle on a quarter square. So have we unlocked blueprints yet? We still haven't unlocked blueprints. I think after this we unlock blueprints. So we can get that happening by... We need a... I think I have a clever way of how to do this. Alright, so I'm going to take 2 belts of squares and 2 belts of circles. Right? No. Yeah. We'll start with 1 belt. So we need to cut it into quarters. So we need to cut, rotate, then cut, right? I think as much as it's nice to build optimized factories like that, I think it's much easier since things cost nothing, right? To just do this. Cut. I'll just build excess in case we unlock stuff. We cut, rotate, then cut. It costs us nothing to do this, right? Instead of building it the way I've done here, where I've put the exact amount of things, but it takes a lot longer to build this thing. Whereas I can just build this array like this, and then it cuts, rotates, and cuts, and outputs my quarter square that I need. Right? That makes a lot more sense to me. So yeah, let's do that. Let's cut, rotate, and cut. And then we'll pipe in our circles. So we've got our circles, our squares, and we just need to stack them together. So we need 9 stackers, and I want to build like 2 sets of this stuff. So if I just build 9 stackers here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and then we'll give it a bit of gap, and we'll build another 9 stackers here. What we can do is we can just pipe in this, and then we can just pipe in this. Just like that. I believe that will be getting our shape. It's in the wrong orientation, but as the game has clearly reminded us, orientation does not matter. So we will have that piped in, and I want to do that again because 720, bit slow. So it was cutters, sorry, it was cutters, rotators, and cutters. And then we want to build a path in, a path out into the stackers. Oh, I found my first issue. Huh, I don't have anything that can jump over. Can I go up higher? No, I can't. Ah, I see how this game works. I have no way of crossing other belts yet. So I can't build it like that. I have to merge it with something from somewhere else. That's cool. Okay. Let's delete this so we don't confuse ourselves on what we were trying to do. Let's delete this. Our plan still works, it's fine. What we need to do is just merge it from somewhere else. Interesting, very interesting. I'm just trying to think future-proof wise. Well, we'll worry about future problems when we get to future problems. There's a problem for future me to worry about. We won't worry about that now. Let's just get this doubled up. I'm sure the game is going to give us something to output what we need. Be able to jump over other belts and stuff like that later on, but at the moment we don't have those capabilities. So let's just delete this thing. I don't think this thing is currently being used anymore. So let's delete this section of my factory. And then we'll build our standard cutting, rotating, cutting array. And we'll pipe out the stuff over here. And here we will symmetrically build our stacking array. How did I build this? It doesn't really matter, does it? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. All this can go. We want to pipe in our stuff like so. And we want to pipe in this stuff too. So if we just pull all this, hit E, and do that. Q1, and we've just doubled up our production. Great, so we got this coming in. This is prodding along. This is done, so we can unlock one research thing. Has a research been unlocked? Oh, we got 2 research points, so we got upgrades now. We can upgrade our cutting and stacking. Was our cutting a limiting factor? I don't even know. I want to upgrade this again, but I think the game is definitely asking us. I think stacking is probably better. Since we're using so many stackers to fill a belt, we should upgrade our stacking. Upgrading it by 5 is like 50% extra capability. So in theory, we should only need like 4 stackers, or back to 6 stackers. Cool. So that doubles up our capability of doing that, and now we can do some of our pinned tasks while we're waiting for that to complete. Circles, half circles on half circles. That should be really easy. We'll just take one of our circle areas and we will create 2 arrays of these half circles. Shape previews show you the result even before the shapes arrive for you to build fast. Ah, yeah, right. So we don't have to wait for the shapes to come out to validate what we were doing. Very clever. So first we need to cut. Now, I don't remember how many, yeah, 4. So 5 is enough. A rotate and then another cut. That will give us a quarter circle. Then we can do that again. So if we build a, we need a little bit of room. Do a cut, a rotate and another cut. That will give us another array of quarter circles. And then we simply need to output that somewhere. We'll output it downward. Can we just... Oh, yeah, that's fine. We'll output it downward. Do we need to output it downward? Just trying to think. Can I just build somehow my 6 here? And then since that's being outputted downward here, this can go up. And this can just go underneath it. And that should give us our circles on circles. Yeah, I guess that makes sense. We'll figure out a way to clean this up at some point. But for now, that's doing a full belt of that. Thank you for that tip. I'm good now. So I just need to finish this off. This is happening, I believe. X. What? Where did this shape come from? Alright, cool. It's happening. It's fine. It somehow got confused a little bit and stacked too many things. I just want to see if that's happening. No, it's not. It is stacking correctly. Great. We need this half square on half square. That sounds remarkably easy. So all we need to do is cut a row of half squares. Is that really? Am I misinterpreting something? Half square, cut, half square, output, then stack. Yes, is that it? Can't be. That was easier to do than the quarter on quarter. Why is it not showing me? Ah, it is showing me the output. Yeah, that is the correct output apparently. Cool. So that gives us that. So we can output that over here. What else do we need to make? So that's happening, that's happening, that's happening. That could happen faster. But no, we're just sort of waiting around for that. While we're doing that, maybe we can set up the next shape. We got that pinned. We've got this square on square on square action going on. Let's see if we can figure out this pyramid. Do we have spare squares? Nope. This is no longer required. So I suppose we have 3 squares. In theory, we should just have to stack 3 squares on each other, right? So let's delete this section of our factory. Oops. How do I delete? Right click. Alright, let's delete this section of our factory. We just want to stack squares on squares on squares. That should be really easy, right? If we just get an array of stackers, 6 of them to be exact, that should saturate a full belt, and then we can go up and saturate another full belt. Something's wrong here. There we go. That gives us square on square. That can output somewhere. And then it can input back into another row of stackers. Along with another set of squares. And that gives us square on square on square. Pyramids. Excellent. There is no challenge I cannot overcome in this game. Alright, pyramids are happening, and I think they're happening as fast as humanly possible. Because that's a full belt, that's a full belt, that's a full belt, that's a full belt. Yeah, I don't see how there's any inefficiency in that theory. See, all of this is happening at full belt. Full saturated belts. Excellent. Milestone 2 is now complete. And it will allow us to unlock blueprints. Yes, we need these because that way we can copy and paste sections of our factory without having to rebuild them from scratch. So let's unlock that. And we can have a look at what this is. Prioritize milestones first. We recommend prioritizing milestone shapes first and doing the side tasks while they are being delivered. Come on, game. This isn't my first day. Please, stop giving me these basic bitch tips. Blueprints, technology briefing. We thought you might need this. You can now copy and paste parts of your factory, but not the messy ones, please. Leave it with me, guys. It's fine. I ain't gonna make no spaghetti factory. This ain't my first day. Alright. So, let's get out of here and let's have a look at this shape. This shape! I love this shape. If you guys don't know, this is the Shapez logo. And in Shapez 1, they had a variant of this that was all colored in and awesome, and it was kind of hard to make. I don't remember, but yeah, that's the Shapez logo from 1. You can see it here. It's like a variation of the Shapez logo. Select an area to copy, shift and then Control C to copy it. That makes a lot of sense. So I can go Shift C, Control C, bush, bam. Right, easy. Love it. This is where we need to, now that we have blueprints, start making really good templates of factory sections that do things. That way we can just copy it and paste it and we can make stuff. So we need a plan to make this shape. Wasn't this shape kind of like, yeah, some variant of another shape? Ooh. Okay, that's fine. We just need squares and circles. So let's see where we can repurpose. I think we're using pretty much every section of our factory at the moment. But no, in fact, if I view my pin tasks, these are all done now. Lovely. Square on square on square on square, of course. Square on square on square on square. This is not being used. Alright. Let's start by cleaning up. Always start with cleanup. We want to do everything nice and cleanly. There's no need to rush. This is a relaxing factory game. There's no pressure. There's no timer. There's no nothing. Square on square on square. Nice and easy. Let's... oh, we don't need to delete that. What we need to do is delete this section. And we need to pipe this back into a stacking array. So if we take our stackers and we pipe this back in, we can merge it along with another set of squares to get square on square on square action. Square on square on square on square. Where's my shape preview? Hello? Oh, it's like underneath. That's kind of hard to see. Come on, you gotta do a little bit better. Then why didn't they put the shape preview on the top? Yeah, that gives us square. Wait, 1, 2. Yeah, 4 squares on top of each other. That's right? Cool. These other shapes, cool. I'm just trying to figure out what other shapes I need to see whether I can now delete parts of my factory that aren't required. Oh, what am I doing? Shift, delete. Shift, delete, shift, delete, shift, delete. That's not required anymore. This thing is also apparently not required because I want to set up the section for my milestone. Let's check out my milestones. What is it going to unlock next? Space platforms? I have no idea what that is, but it sounds awesome. What am I trying to do? This shape. Okay, so this is a quarter square on a quarter square that we made. If you remember a couple of shapes ago, we made this quarter square on quarter square thing. Let me just get some upgrades while we're here. We got that. We can unlock trash, destroys shapes. Cool. And can be used for decoration. Cool. Counterclockwise rotator. Oh my god, we need that. 180 rotator. We need that too. That would be awesome. Okay, first let's get the counterclockwise rotator, because I think it's going to be immediately handy for doing this stuff. So we basically need a quarter square on a quarter square, so we know how to make quarter squares. So let's figure out, we just need to double cut this, and apparently we only need 3 to saturate a belt now. So we only need 3 of these, and the rotator we only need 2 to saturate a belt, so these are slower so we can rotate and cut again. Look how efficient our factory is already becoming. So this will give us a set of quarter squares. We want to have, oh, already forgotten how to copy and paste. We want to have another set of quarter squares. So I'm just going to use our brand new copy and paste function, and then we're going to pipe in another bunch of squares. So we've got input, output, input, output. So we've got 2 of our quarter squares. We need to rotate this quarter squares 180 degrees to make it the right orientation to merge with these. So I'm just trying to figure out what the best way and where to do this. So I think I'll rotate this one. So if I build 2 rotators somewhere, maybe like here, it says 2 to saturate a belt, right? Yep, 2 to saturate a belt. I can, wait, what did I press? Yep, sorry. Pressing random buttons, it's confusing me. We'll put in another 2 rotators. That way we can take the output of this, rotate it twice, and then stack it with the input of this. So let's just output that next to it. And then we need a row of stackers. So if we build a bunch of stackers like this, how many do we need? 6 now only. We can output the quarter squares there, and then we can output the quarter squares there. Oops, that's not how it works. We can output the quarter squares, not CE. Still trying to figure out these shortcuts. Please be patient with me, guys. That gives us our, like, half of this shape, right? And with our lovely copy and paste feature, we should be able to select all of this. Let's just select the bits we need. Oop. From this square. Wait, why is it selecting this thing? Let me try that again. I just want to select up to there. If I just copy this, can I just rotate this now? No. Alright. I need a flip button. Can you copy and flip? Surely. Hold on, let me figure this out. Copy. Selection. Clear. Rotate. Half destroyer. Cut selection, save, clear contents. Surely I can rotate. Ah, if I press Control V, can I flip? That's flipping, right? Yes, I want to flip. That way I can just pop that straight down and this should just work. Look at that. Amazing. We do need 2 more rotators to rotate this shape. Rotate it twice. Should have got my 180-degree rotators. Then we need to pipe this into some sort of stacking array. Wait, what? What is this outputting? Oh, sorry. I confused myself. Rotating it twice is not going to do anything, is it? We just want to rotate it once. I've already forgotten how to play this game and I've just started. Rotator potatoes. Ah, there we go. Now it's rotated to an opposite orientation of this, which will... Yes, the vortex is telling us stuff. Great. We just need to stack these now. So let's build an array of stackers. And let's chuck this in here, and let's chuck in this. And then we'll output that into here. We got the right shape, yay! And that works out nicely because the game does not care what orientation the shape is in. Task is done, it gives us some more unlock points. While we're waiting for this, we can start working on these 2 shapes. So what is next? Let's have a look. Is there a reason why I haven't got a single one of these yet? Nope, it's happening. It's happening, guys. It's just taking its sweet time. But it will eventually saturate this belt, and we will be pumping in a bunch of these shapes into the vortex. Cool. V. Toggle floor visibility. That's cool. So that's how you toggle the floor visibility. Great. So these shapes look extremely complicated and scary, but before we make them, we should delete off this thing. Yeah, we don't need this anymore, apparently. Can we have a look at what might be required in the future? Yeah, doesn't look like we need that anymore. So let's delete, not all of that, just from here. We don't need this shape either, so we got all of this to work with, and then we can try to figure out what the heck this shape is. This is just... Is this not just this? This stacked with itself? It is. So can I not just grab this factory section that outputs this half shape, copy that, flip it this way, rotators, then flip it, put it here, and then we got 2 of these, and then not just stack these on top of each other? Is that not how life works? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Up. I believe that just gives me the correct shape, right? No. Can I undo? There's no undo yet. Oh. That gives me the correct shape, right? Yeah. That looks like that, doesn't it? Excellent. This next one's going to be a bit tricky, because it needs what I can only assume... No, it's not a full circle. I was going to say it needs a full circle. It's a half circle merged with a half square with another half square on top of it. But it has to be in the right orientation. So, we can get a half square and a half a half circle and a half square together, surely. Surely we can do that. Just figuring out where to do it. So I'm going to need 2 belts of squares, which is available there, and probably 1 belt of circles. Yeah. Okay, let's bring out our 1 belt of circles halved first. So all I need is a cutting array. And that gives us our half circles, which we will somewhat need to merge with our half squares. So let's just bring a belt of half circles over. Half squares is exactly the same. Don't need to copy and paste because that's kind of easy. But our half squares need to be rotated 180 degrees. So let's just put some rotato potatoes on that. And another set of rotato potatoes. That should give us the correct orientation. Then we need to stack these on top of one another. So let's work in the stacking array over here. Let's just bring our circles into the stacking arrays directly, like such. And then delete this. Then we can bring the, can I cut? Control X. Oh, I can't cut. Lovely. Look at how easy everything is now. Let's bring that over. Let's get rid of this. Always remember to leave a 1 space gap, guys, because things need an, oh, I didn't need an output. God, I'm silly. Alright, that's fine. So that gives us the bottom half of the shape. Then from the bottom half of the shape, we need to stack on another square on top of the square portion, which is just this again, right? So if I just take this, copy it, and put it here, type in another square, supply, that gives us another set of full belt of squares, and we just need to tack on this and this, right? What happens, I wonder, let me just try something new, guys. What if I put a stacker? No, I can't put a stacker on a stacker. But what I can do is pipe these directly forward, right? If I pipe these directly into the next stacker and simply pipe this onto the higher level, does that not give me the desired shape I am after? It does. Beautiful. Not the cleanest. I'm still trying to work out my patterns at the moment, so bear with me. But that does give us the shape that we're looking for, so that's good. We've got a new milestone now. Yay! We're back to making these. Did we complete the last milestone and it's giving us a new milestone? We got space platforms? No, we've done that. We need that. Ah, okay, that, and then figure out how to do that. Cool. Alright, let's carry on and build our next shape. This is just a quarter circle and a quarter circle merged together. What do we not need? This is done. Okay, I can take the stuff from here. In fact, I already have 2 quarter circles happening. I already have this shape. It's just being merged with this shape. Alright, so if I just theoretically remove my stackers over here, I can just pump this shape directly in, and we should already have this quarter circle going on. Great. Oh, wait. Oh no, undo. I need to stack a square on top of my thing. Alright, undo. Let's rebuild our stackers. I think if you look at your milestones, a little tip for you guys that I've just found out, these shapes are all kind of related to each other. So make sure when you're building your shapes factories all part of the same milestone, that you don't delete parts of your factory. I've just learned that lesson and I'm imparting it on you guys now. So we will continue this shape. No. Sorry, that's not how I had it before. How did that work before? I need a space for this to happen. This goes directly in, and then this goes up, and over. Great. So this is the shape that I want, right? On top, and below it is just a square. So if I go down here and I pull another square. Oh, do I have enough room to do this? Really cramping my factory here, guys. So the square goes on the bottom and this thing goes on top. That's fine. Let's make a bunch of stackers this way, and I think we can squeeze that just in here. I know I said I wouldn't make spaghetti, and I think I'm making a bit of spaghetti now, but that's fine. I'm sure once we get our operator certification, we'll be much better at this game and stop making spaghetti. One would hope. And that gives us the correct shape that we want. Right? Oh, no it doesn't. No it doesn't. Silly. Wrong way around. Directions matter. This needs to go in... Wait, what? Stop. This needs to go in the bottom. And this needs to go up the top. And that should give us the correct shape that we want, right? Square with a... whatever this thing is, the Shapez logo on it. Cool. We also need this. This is just this, right? What is this thing making? This thing is making this thing. What is this thing making? Double stacked half circles. So if we just... right. So if we just destroy this thing, then do I not just have double stacked half circles? Yeah. That does that. Great. Alright. That's done. Unlock this. We get 6. I think one thing that would be really helpful is... oh, so many helpful things. Let's have a look at labels. Third, fourth. Labels! That's awesome! We're gonna do something with this, and I'll talk about it at the start of the next episode, but we'll ignore it for now. 180-degree rotator, we definitely want that. Or do we want this bent stacker? Stack the top shape on the bottom shape and outputs to the side. Okay, I'm not imagining a situation where that would be useful. Do I want to just upgrade things speed? 180-degree rotator, I want that. Alright, decision made. Everything is prodding along. This thing is really slow, so we're going to have to wait for this to complete. And in the meantime, well, all 3 of these are kind of working at the moment. So what we can do is wait for this milestone to complete, and then maybe we can repurpose some of this stuff. Let's figure out what the output for it is. This is done? No, this is getting done. Yeah, I'm trying to figure out what I can repurpose. I have no spare belts to make this, because if we look at this thing, I want to increase the output of this thing, and if we look at what the input for that is, it's 3 square belts and 2 circle belts, and I don't have 3 square belts and 2 circle belts free at the moment. But I think once this thing is done, we can certainly copy and paste this onto the other side. And I think this is why we want to make our factories as condensed as possible, because the more condensed we make our factories, the better we can copy and paste them elsewhere, right? That makes sense. So once this is done, we will double up the speed as of which this is done, and that should end the episode. Anything else cool while we're waiting? It's nothing else to pin when we can make this, but I don't think there's any point right now. I'm not sure, you know, at the start of the game, how we came in and it allowed us to pick the operator certification and our first factory. I'm not sure if our first factory is going to be like doing like a completely new game, or like how that works. So we will find out together. All right, I might fast forward this bit until these things finish building, or at least until this finishes building, and then I can copy and paste that factory over. Alright guys, this side, this pin task thing is done now. So we can collect our reward, and what we can do is we can get rid of this. Don't not press shift. We can get rid of this stuff, and now that we have our spare circles and squares, what we can do is copy this factory and flip it and build it again over there. So what is this thing building? Just trying to figure out how to copy this. I feel like by the time I figure this out, it's already going to be done, right? So if we just take this factory section here, copy it, and then flip it. F is flip, by the way. The tutorial didn't tell us that. Is that flipped? But rotated? Yeah, that's right. That will output our half thing, and then we need to merge that with this part of the factory. So if we just copy this and then flip it, join it over here, that should produce our half squares. And what do we do with that half square? The half circle gets rotated. So if we take this rotating section and we plop it down over here, that will give us our half circles and half squares. We need to chuck it through a stacking array. So we'll build some stackers over here. Just like that. That should give us the top half of the shape, to which we just have to merge the bottom half of the shape. So if we put in another stacking array, that's the top half. Oh wait, I need to give it a bit of space, don't I? A stacking array over here. We want this to go up the top, and we want these squares to go down the bottom. Is that right? I told you guys, by the time I finish figuring this out, this will all be done, and it is all done. Amazing. Alright, cool. Final milestone. I'm sure it will need some part of the old milestone. What is this thing? So it's the same shape as I had before underneath, but just with another half circle on top of it. So is this done? Yeah, this is done. This is the half circle we need, and we have two of them. Perfect. Alright, so we've got our stacking array here and here, and our half circles here and here. Is there a clever way I can do this without spaghetti factory? We're making a spaghetti factory, guys. Alright, let's undo this. We want to bring in a belt of this shape over here. We want to bring in another belt of this shape over here, and somehow merge these two belts with these two belts. So if I shift delete all of this, then can I somewhere merge these two belts together? Not really, without crisscrossing. Alright, well, that's silly. Delete this. Oh, there is a Control Z. What am I doing? Delete that. If you ever make a mistake, guys, remember there's a Control Z. We need to stack this on top of this, but we need to stack it the right way. It is the right way because this circular bit needs to be stacked on top of this square bit. So all I need is a bunch of stackers here. If I just put in a bunch of stackers, we just need to take this, and then we just need to take that, bring it up one level. Wait. No. We need to bring this on the bottom, and this needs to go up one level because this shape goes on top of the other shape, and that should give us the correct output. Something's not looking quite right about that. I think it's just rotated version of it. That's fine. Cool. So that gives us the right shape that we need for that. We want to do the same thing here to make it faster. Press O to expand a selection to all connected structures. Oh, that's mad. Oh. What? Shift. Oh. Oh. Okay. I mean, that's not too useful, but that's fine for now. I want to repurpose this section because it's not working very well here. Because I need the output of whatever this is to go on the other side to merge. Because I don't know how to cross belts yet. I don't know if I'm just missing something obvious, if the tutorial's given us something that I've just ignored so far, but as far as I know, I can't cross belts at the moment. So, yeah. The square goes on the bottom, and the circle goes above it. E, and the output of that needs to be mixed with the thing over here, so we can just chuck in a bunch of stackers. This thing goes on the bottom, yes, and this thing goes above it. E, U. Oh, that's how I get belts over and over. You guys think I'm a super efficient analyst? I'm actually an idiot. I just thought of how to get over other belts. You can just go up and down. You don't need to feed these into stackers. They're just a multi-level factory. We don't need special bridges or anything to hop over a belt. For some reason, I think I've been playing too much of this other game. It's like a kind of clone of Shapes where you deal with numbers. I think it's called Beltmatic, where you need a special device to cross two belts. But Shapes has solved for that problem because it allows you to automatically make things. Anyway, I think that is as fast as I can make this shape right now. Unfortunately, we have taken all the circles, we've taken all the squares, we're utilizing all the input that this game has given us so far, and we're producing this shape as fast as humanly possible. Maybe I can improve the belt speed, and maybe that will help. Upgrades? Nope, I don't even have enough to improve the belt speed. I'll talk about it again in the next episode, but I really like to involve you viewers into my playthroughs. So if you want to see your name shown in the playthrough, I just saw a really good way to do that, because in our upgrades, we can see we have this cool little label, which I'll unlock because I have nothing better to do. And we can build that label somehow. Decorations. Label. Check that out. We can build a label, and we can label it, and we can configure the label with text. And we can put in the subscriber name. So if you want your name labeled somewhere in the factory, we can definitely do that. In fact, what I'm thinking is, this factory looks like it's going to be sectioned off into various sections, so like wings almost. So if you want a wing of the factory named after you, all you have to do is subscribe to the channel and leave a comment and tell me you want to be part of this playthrough, and you can have your name. We can name an entire wing of the factory after you. How does that sound, guys? Anyway, doesn't look like there's much to do. We're just waiting for this thing to complete, and that should give us our operator certification. Yay, we're going to be a certified operator of the factory. So we should be able to do this. Factory normal, factory hard. Oh, cool. So it gives us different factories. I guess we'll start off on factory normal, and then we'll work our way to factory hard. Look at these crazy ass shapes. What is this thing? How do you make these things? Holy moly. They've definitely expanded on the capability of Shapes 1. They've taught us the basics here in a very awesome and fun tutorial, but eventually I guess we're on our own, and we're going to have to figure out how to make these, how to spray color them, but we're going to do all of that, and we're going to do it all very efficiently. This right here, spaghetti. Definitely spaghetti. And the only reason I'm making spaghetti is because I just want to get this tutorial over with. But when we start our real factory, we are going to do everything cleanly and in a very extensible fashion, future-proofed, and all that jazz. I think one issue that we're going to come up against is these constant upgrades, because upgrading stuff like belts is going to make us need more of these, right? So say for example we upgrade our belt level, and then all of a sudden 6 of these stackers can't saturate a belt anymore, and we're going to need to expand left or right. So we're going to need to build our factory in a way that takes that into account, and allows us to extend easily without having to redesign entire sections. So for example, if I had to double my stackers here, I wouldn't be able to do that because I haven't left myself enough room on the left and the right to do so. So definitely things to keep into account as we build, but yeah, we're almost there, guys. I'll fast forward to when this thing is done and we'll see what milestone it unlocks for us. And we're back, guys, and we have unlocked milestone number 3. If we hit unlock, that unlocks space platforms. Here's our technology briefing. You've proven some basic skills, so we think you're ready for this. You may now build space platforms and foundations to expand around the base. Oh, cool. So it lets us expand into new sections of the world, I guess. For these ones, though, we've added a platform limit. I mean, we're not insane, right? Right, a platform limit. So we've got space platforms, we've got foundations, more foundations, a space belt, transport shapes between platforms, a space belt tunnel entrance, a shape miner extension, increases the throughput of a shape miner. Ah, cool. And a shape miner extracts shapes from asteroids. Amazing. All these new things, I have no idea what they are. We got a limit of platforms of 500. And we got additional vortex inputs. I have no idea what any of this stuff does, guys. We will figure it out slowly, one at a time. But that does allow us to select. We've got our operator certification, and it allows us to go to our first factory, I believe. Let's see if we select this, whether it'll take us. This will transfer all your progress to factory normal. You will not be able to switch the factory environment after your choice, but you can also now start a new game from these factories directly in the menu. Exactly what we wanted. And you can see that will take us to a brand new factory where we can have a fresh start. And we can build, oh, it's not a fresh start. It's still my current factory, but it allows us to extend into new sections. It looks like there's sections with colored things. But yeah, we've got brand new milestones. Looks like it saved our progress. So we will definitely do all that good stuff next episode. But I think this is going on for much longer than the 1 hour long episodes I intended for. So we'll cap it off here. Thank you all so much for watching. If you've enjoyed the start of this series, please leave a like and subscribe. And I will be posting new videos every day, so stay tuned. Thank you so much for watching. See you guys.